Yep, that's right. A second channel. Now, why would I do a second channel? Well, there's actually a number of reasons to do a second channel, but for the most part, I wanted a place I could do topics that don't make it onto the main channel, don't make it into Newswave, or there's just so much stuff going on the main channel. It wouldn't make sense to just keep dropping videos on there because YouTube is weird. And so I thought, hey, how about I just make a second channel where I could talk about anything, and it's more of a hobby channel than anything else. Like the main channel is my main focus pretty much constantly, and then this channel is just kind of a fun channel where I can go on and just talk about random things popping up, still in kind of the nerd pop culture sector of the internet, right? Like let me give you an example. The Boys came out. It's on Amazon and Amazon Prime Video, and I absolutely love the series. Great series so far. I watched all the way through it, and now I'm really looking forward to the second season. Sure, I guess you could say that this could kind of be a spot for Movie Wave. Sure, we can do that, but there are a lot of things that I look at and I say, hey, that'd be cool to talk about on the main channel, but I know I'm mostly focused on video games there, and that's fine because that is technically my main hobby overall. But when things like Spider-Man not being a part of the MCU pop up, that is something I do sit there and think about. Can I talk about that? Or when Dragon Ball Super comes back, I'd like to talk about that. I've made mention of how I would like to go over Dragon Ball Super more as it comes back, or My Hero Academia, which is another show that I'm into, and obviously there's another season coming up for that. These are just things that off the top of my head. It could also be some tech stuff, right? Like maybe new video cards or something crazy going down in the Intel versus AMD war, or maybe Intel's new video card is interesting. Just basically things that I can't fit onto the main channel that I still want to go over and kind of bring some insight to, and kind of spark some conversation in the comments, because the one thing I've noticed on the main channel, the comment sections are actually really, really good. A lot of people talk about how YouTube comment sections terrify them. I know some creators where their comment section will terrify them. No, I read through the comments all the time. I actually like reading through them because they're pretty good, actually. So this is surprising I think for some people to hear that the YouTube comment section isn't bad, but yeah, mine are pretty good. So yeah, that's one of the big things is, we can go over this stuff and then people can comment about it. But the big thing is the way YouTube works is you get so many notifications and stuff throughout the day, and eventually YouTube will just kind of see it as like spam, and they won't even drop it into sub boxes, or someone's sub boxes will get flooded. And I don't feel like doing that to people who are mostly subscribed for like the overall Newswave episodes, where they just want to keep up to date on the news in the gaming world, gaming space, or they want to see the teardowns and the fun stuff like that. Like when the Switch Lite comes out, yeah, that thing's coming apart, and I'm sure people will be very interested about that. But I also don't want to then flood your inbox with like 3 or 4 videos randomly in a day because it's busy, and I'm like, I'll just drop it on the second channel instead. So if you're subscribed here, technically you'll keep up to date on all of that stuff as well. And I think it'll be one of those channels where you can, maybe you're at work, right, and you're allowed to be on YouTube, or you're not allowed to, but you keep it open anyway kind of thing, and you listen to it in the background. You could pretty much do that. You can listen to it in the background as we go. I will say, because the channel isn't my main focus, being upfront about it, there won't be like any really good editing or anything. It'll mostly be audio with me here, and we'll have web pages open and stuff going over things. Maybe if there is relevant trailer or gameplay that I can get away with showing, specifically trailers for the most part, I'll put them up, but it's not going to be like very good. Like there won't be like this green screen probably won't ever be into effect or anything. And honestly, the set might change anyway to somewhere else that doesn't even have this big green screen in the background that I don't really ever use anyway. No, this is actually the Elgato green screen. I have a full green screen for the Newswave stuff. It's like really, really big. Big cloth that's pulled up, and it's like probably 8 feet by, yeah, I'd say 8 feet. It's very wide. But that's how all that works. This is just the Elgato one that you pull up and down. Very good. They have a bigger one too that you can pretty much hang from the ceiling and pull down. I might look into just because it's much larger. Could do for some better placement, I would say, of it. But I did ask you guys on Twitter what I should make the name of this channel, and I picked one. To be honest, you're already seeing it, Spawnwave Plus, I guess at this point. But I thought it'd be funny to go through real quick and take a look at them, because there were some good ideas, and I'll tell you why I went with this channel name. It's kind of boring, and it has to do with still being attached kind of to the main channel. But let's take a look. So I asked if I make a second channel for all of the extra stories I wanted to cover. What should I call it? Bob basically just went into his thesaurus, I guess, and said spawn pond. Here's the thing. Wave could also be sound. So everyone thinks water when they hear wave, but it could be sound, right? It could be like a sound wave, I guess. And I've seen a few others. Retro Alley said spawn wave 2 electric boogaloo. I'll put that one in the maybe pile. And then Dave went crazy and came up with all kinds of stuff here. Spawnwave Extra, Media Extra. I heard that one actually a lot. A lot of people said Spawnwave Media Extra because I used to do the Newswave Extras until I just eliminated kind of the end of that, right? I still put Newswave in the main news shows just for the, I guess, the branding and like, you know what it is at that point. I used to do Newswave Extra, but because the titles were running out of space, I was having a hard time fitting that in because they give you 100 characters, and that takes up a good chunk right there, Newswave Extra. But yeah, he actually had a bunch of ideas there. Spawnwave, Media Entertainment News, Talks the News, Hyperbolic Time Chamber. That was a maybe too. They might have to like HTC. Yeah, I can't do HTC because they might come after me then. There was one that I really liked, and I thought about it. I said, you know what, can I use this? That might actually be pretty cool. Respawn Wave. Janes, I will say you came up with probably the best name. And your hashtag Blue Lions, so everything's falling into place there. The issue is Respawn Wave. I wanted to keep it just Spawn Wave because, of course, that helps people realize like that it's the second channel. But Respawn Wave is probably like the best name. I ended up going with Spawn Wave Plus. The first one I see here is DJ Paper Bruce. Just because a lot of times people will still keep their main channel's name somewhere in there, and they'll have like I guess a prefix or a suffix or something on it. Like there's like people use like more Spawn Wave or like Spawn Wave 2, anything like that. Spawn Wave Plays, that's a popular Let's Play thing, right? You put plays on the end. And there were also funny ones like, you know, new Spawn Wave Lite, new Spawn Wave Plus. But yes, I went Spawn Wave Plus. I feel like that's enough for people to realize what it is. I mean, the plus makes sense, and it still kind of lines up with the original channel. But yeah, that's why the second channel exists. It's here just as more of a hobby channel, a place to put extra stuff, fun stuff, hopefully. And like, I think there's something going down probably with Spider-Man soonish. Maybe we'll talk about the MCU and Spider-Man and Sony and Disney, because I think there was a lot of confusion around which side was at fault there. It sounded like Disney was being a jerk mostly, but we'll talk about that possibly when it pops up, because I think something's going down there. But yeah, you could subscribe if you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on different things, but definitely check out the main channel because that is where like all of my focus is, and this is again more of a hobby secondary channel. But thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time, hopefully in the first video soonish.